Oh, that was good.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth. No issues ordering, getting up there, to them finding us. That's it. That's what we're hoping for, right?
I would imagine during the lockdown, we couldn't even do what we did. We couldn't be in the same car even, right? People couldn't go into the stores themselves, but again, we managed to create something that is working for our clients and helping them to continue providing services, food service. And I think during that time, a lot of QSR, quick service restaurants, actually really picking up because people got bored with their own food at home, but also just having the takeaways and the drive-thrus are all working quite well. But even that, working with the restrictions, within the restrictions, and the curbside was a good solution.
It's interesting because like some of the stores, with the way we set up, at least for Red Rooster in this case, was not every store had to opt into every single one of those options. So it's like you could do pick up, in-store, drive-through, and curbside. Now, drive-through was an interesting one because of the timing and making sure that the order does show up correctly in the right order for them from an operations perspective. Yeah, that one, I think they held off on launching that one last until they made sure that everybody was trained up internally, the staff knew what to do and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, basically what's good is that we could switch things on and off when needed. So we set up there might be situations where, I don't know, for whatever reason, there might be a store that might be affected for whatever reason, and it can't do one type of order, or it can't do in-store for whatever reason. Or it might be, it can't do curbside. Then it can switch those on and off relatively.
There's modular-based services that, depending on the franchise store, which one they are going to be located. Some stores that might be in a mall, you can't really do a curbside pickup.
Exactly. Or it could be a flood-affected store possibly in the future, and then we can switch on and off certain features or functions, or turn that store off altogether possibly, if that's the right thing to do. There's a lot of little things like that that you had to think about in anticipation of what might be those exceptions and unhappy parts, not just the nice happy parts that are there.
Definitely. So what do you think, learning from what we've done for Red Rooster, Craveable Brands is the umbrella brand that owns Red Rooster, Porto, and Chicken Feet. What kind of things that you would do different, and knowing now, while learning from what we've done in the project, that you would want to do different?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think some of the things that I like as I reflect on, making sure that we've got a really good understanding, and it goes for every single project, of who the customers are and what their needs are. Ideally, if possible, we'd want to make sure that we get the analytics. Some of the stuff that we looked into was the complaint startup, the website analytics, compared against competitor experiences and whatnot. I think making sure that we've got a good understanding of that, and hopefully, let's say for repeat work, that it would be not just we created some of those, I don't know, artifacts like customer journey maps and things like that, that they live on. So it's not for a point in time, but we're able to say, this is a backlog of all the opportunities that we can improve on. And then we've solved 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is what that new experience looks like. And then how do we continually go, okay, we've done that project, what next? And you can go to your backlog of problems, of pain points and opportunities and go, okay, what's the next thing? Rather than just being based on ideas, because ideas, they may change, but the problems are the things that need to be addressed. Because there might be a different solution by the time we get to there, or maybe customer expectations might be different on what good looks like. They're the kind of things that I think making sure that we address those in the future and take that as an approach. But I think what was good was we did almost that whole double diamond approach all the way through, from start to finish, and we kept the stakeholders involved all the way through. So not just the key sponsors, but also the ops teams, making sure that they knew what's going on. I would make sure that almost keeping that consistency of involvement from the stakeholders is probably the other big thing. So there's no surprises. So how did you arrive at this solution or that solution?
When you have already done a lot of work and the client paid for that amount of work, and then once the project is done, sometimes projects can take 6 months to a year to complete. And by the end of that year, there might be change in management or change in team. And then sometimes they have different ideas and they don't look back at the hard work that already been done previously. And like you said, going through the different backlogs of the things that they might be able to do, rather than just, okay, let's just chuck it and start again. Hopefully more clients will be able to understand that. And we have to prep them from the start that there is this longevity of the user experience design and service design that we want to achieve.
Yeah.
And that if there is any other team in the future, it's not just let's just drop this and do another thing and then rebuild again.